Good morning, Standard 5 students. Today we will start a new part in the chapter 4. It is vegetative reproduction in plants. So let us see about the vegetative reproduction. So first of all, we will discuss about the reproduction in plants. The process of producing new individuals from its parents is called reproduction. So what is reproduction? That is process of producing new individuals. Plant reproduction is the process by which plants produce new individuals or offspring. It is an inherent characteristic of all living organisms to continue or maintain their races by the mechanism of reproduction. So it is very important to maintain the species on this earth. All living things reproduce. Let's see different modes of reproduction in plants and how it is different from animals. So plants also reproduce and animals also reproduce. So let us see about the difference between the reproduction in plants and animals. So how the plant reproduction is different from animals, we will see in this part today. Modes of reproduction in plants. If you look at a plant, we notice that it consists of different parts. The parts of a plant can be categorized as vegetative parts, which includes leaves, roots, stem, and reproductive parts, which include flowers. That means the parts other than the flowers are called vegetative parts, and the flower is known as reproductive part of the plant, which include flowers. The seeds inside the fruits germinate to produce new plants. However, the vegetative part of the plants are also capable of giving rise to new plants. That means the seeds produced by the fruits is not only able to produce a new plant, but the other vegetative parts of the plant are also able to produce new plants. Now it is known as vegetative propagation. New plants are developed from a portion of the main plant's body. It can be reproduced both naturally as well as by artificial method of vegetative propagation. So the reproduction with the help of the vegetative part of the plant is known as vegetative propagation or vegetative reproduction. It can be produced naturally, that means by natural way also it is producing in the nature, and we can also produce by artificial method by cutting the different vegetative part of the plant. For example, onion bulbs are produced by natural propagation. That means if you will keep onion, then naturally it will grow green leaves when the winter will start coming. Rose and banana plants are produced by artificial methods of propagation. We cut the stem of the rose and banana, and we will use this to produce a new plant. Now there is a figure to show different ways of propagation in plants. You can see how they are growing. Ginger, potato, and some leaves are there, some runners are there, onion bulb is there. So all the different ways some plants are reproducing or producing a new plant. So first of all, we will discuss about stem cutting. Plants like rose, hibiscus and sugar can grow from stem cutting. We cut a part of the stem and we sow in the soil, then after some time it will develop root and shoot. Potato and ginger are underground stems. Potatoes have buds called eyes. You can see, if you will see very minutely, then you can see in your home also you can see the eyes in the potato. The scar is known as eye. That is the bud actually. It is the bud. The buds present in the ginger can also grow into a new plant. Ginger also have same like buds, that they can also grow into a new plant. From each bud of the potato you can see a new plant can develop. So these buds are producing the new plant from potato tuber. Types of vegetative propagation we will see. Different ways of vegetative propagation new plants from stems. From stems also different ways are there to develop a new plant. You can see in this picture cutting is shown. How a plant part is cut here, and this cut part of the plant is sown in another pot by putting the soil or compost and sand. After few days, this lower part of the stem will develop roots and it will grow into a new plant. Now next you can see reproduction from underground stem, that is potato. Potatoes are grown by vegetative propagation, that is small tubers or pieces of tubers are planted. Each piece can grow into a new plant. That means how many eyes are there in the potato, that means buds. That many pieces can be cut in potato and each piece of the potato can grow into a new plant as long as an eye is present. Tuber pieces that do not have an eye are called blind and will not grow into a new plant. That means the part of the potato that do not have eye, they will not grow into a new plant. You can see in this picture the old potato tuber is planted here in the soil. You can see in this picture it is very clearly shown that how from the bud a new plant is developing leaf also and shoot part. You can see it is growing up, and downside you can see the root is developed. A new potato plant growing from the bud is shown in this picture. Rhizome ginger. The ginger is developing from the rhizome, that is you can see the buds are present in the ginger also. From the ginger also it is developing a new plant. You can see here scale leaf and the buds are present in this. You can see here buds are there. These buds develop into a new plant in ginger. Reproduction from underground onion bulbs. Onion bulbs also can develop into a new plant. Onion plants can be grown from the seeds or from bulbs also. The process of growing onions from bulb is known as vegetative propagation, a form of asexual reproduction in which the new plant grows from a fragment of the parent plant. It is a parent plant. From the parent plant, the onion can grow into a new plant. Bulb grows by the growth of the radicle and flag leaves, after which the two leaves emerge. So, from the bulb of the onion, from downside you can see the roots are developing, and from upside leaves are appearing. You can see in the bulb, onion bulb is given in this picture. A bulb contains an underground stem reduced in size. You can see in this fleshy leaves are shown, and the stem, reduced stem is there shown in the picture. In this you can see the reduced stem is there and the small roots are there. Leaves are swollen with stored food. Onion, daffodil, tulip are the examples of bulb growth. Now you can see in this picture, upside of the leaf appears and the fleshy leaves are here shown. Main bud is present inside, and from that stem it start growing and it changes into a new onion plant. You can see in this picture also very nicely it is given in this picture how the onion is going. Downside the roots are growing and upside you can see the new leaves will appear. Now runners. In some stems of some plants that run above the ground horizontally and can grow into a new plant. You can see that how stem is running. Mostly in strawberry it will expand so much. Here you can see, here you can see, here you can see. Whenever the stem will touch the ground, their roots will start growing and it will develop into a new plant. That is runner. New plant from roots. We have seen how the stems can grow into different ways in which stems can grow into a new plant. Now we will see about the new plants from roots. New plants can be grown from some roots like carrots, dahlias and sweet potato. Tuber, these are called tuber. The root of a sweet potato is called a tuber that can grow into a new plant. You can see in this picture how the scars, the buds present in the tuber can grow into a new plant. Here you can see the different buds. How many buds will be there? That many new plants can develop from the sweet potato, like potato only. Different types of roots you can see: tap roots, carrot, you can see here onion roots, you can see here brinjal, you can see here carrots also and radish also. All these are different types of roots. Reproduction through leaf. Now we will see about how the leaf can reproduce into a new plant. Begonia and Bryophyllum are examples of vegetative propagation by leaves. This is a form of asexual reproduction in which new plants grow from the buds growing on the margin of the leaves, the notches. The margin of the leaves has notches, and from each notch a bud can grow. These buds are reproductive in nature, and when they fall on the ground they germinate and form a new plant. From each notch bud appears, and from these buds the new plant can grow when they fall into the soil. You can see the picture also very nicely it is given, magnified picture, magnified it is. So you can see how the buds are appearing at the notches of the leaves. You can see the all notches here, the notches of the leaves. The buds appear. When these buds fall into the soil, these buds grow into leaves also, and the adventitious roots also develop, and they fall from the parent plant and they grow into a new individual plant. This is Bryophyllum leaf that is shown here. Now one more method is there, reproduction through spores. A spore is a reproductive cell capable of developing into a new individual. They are produced by non-flowering plants. The non-flowering plants cannot produce flowers, so they In place of flowers, they produce spores, bacteria, fungi, and algae, and are often able to travel over long distances. This spore can travel in air long distances. Some bacteria also produce spores as a way to survive very harsh conditions. When they have to survive in very harsh conditions, they change into form of spores. Now you can see in this spore is sporangium. There is a round figure is shown in that many spores are present. Reproduction in ferns. Most ferns reproduce through spores. These form on underside of the leaves in clusters of spore cases called sporangia or sori, singular sorus. So these are the reproductive part, the spores. You can see the picture, then it will be very clear to you. You can see the spores present in the ferns. It is found in the underside of the leaves, and these can grow into a new plant. Spore formation. Spores are formed by fungi and are often contained within a structure known as sporangium. You can see in this picture, which will disintegrate, releasing the spores into the environment. When a spore lands on a suitable environment, it will germinate, forming a new fungus. So all these spores are capable of producing a new fungus plant. Spores are formed by budding. Now how they are formed? They are formed by budding. That means from one bud, many spores can be produced. You can see in this picture how the fungus can develop so many spores and they can grow into a new plant. So thank you students, we will meet in the next class again. Thank you all of you.